In their 2016 season, the Arizona State Sun Devils finished with a 5-7 overall record, a disappointing one for any Sun Devil fan. Throughout the season, fans have seen many irritating things from this football team, as well as some positives. Let's look at 3 superstars and 3 disappointments from this year. First on the list is freshman wide receiver N'Keal Harry. Harry was ranked as the #1 wide receiver recruit in the nation and had the season to prove it. Standing at 6'4" and 220 pounds, the Chandler native bullied defenders left and right as he gathered in 58 total receptions with 659 yards in the air. Harry will be a bright spot for this team in the future. Let's switch gears to special teams. Place kicker Zane Gonzalez had a literal record year as he broke the FBS record for field goals made against UCLA at Sun Devil Stadium. Throughout his tenure of 51 games, Gonzalez also became the first player in FBS history to kick 20 or more field goals each year he was a Sun Devil. On the defensive side of the ball, Karan Crump showed aggressive tactics and high energy in every game he played. Crump led his team with 9 sacks for 68 yards lost. He also led the team with 3 forced fumbles as well as 3 fumble recoveries. The Devilbacker also gathered 10.5 tackles for loss and looks to be a bright star in a spotty defense. Speaking of spotty defense, there's Salamo Fiso. The highly praised linebacker did not have a great senior year. Fiso had to miss 5 games this season due to an early suspension, as well as suffering a knee injury. Fiso also was one of the highly projected defenders on this Sun Devil roster to have many sacks this year, but he came up with absolute 0. In his previous 3 years, Fiso gathered in 12 sacks. Next disappointment on the list is junior running back Demario Richard. Richard was highly touted as being one of the premier running backs in the West, but was blown away by fellow running back Kalen Ballage. Richard finished the year with only 3 rushing touchdowns and only had 1 game where he had 100+ yards on the ground. For the final disappointment on this list, it's head coach Todd Graham. This is the first time in Graham's tenure that ASU has not made the cut for bowl eligibility. Not all of the blame should be placed on coaching because the team was riddled with injuries, but as a head coach of a D1 football program, you have to adapt. Fans will have Graham around for another year as athletic director Ray Anderson confirmed that Graham will stay with the program. In his 5 years at Arizona State, Graham has led the Sun Devils to only 1 Pac-12 championship game and has had 2 losing seasons. The future of Arizona State football looks to be determined with these superstars and disappointments. For Cronkite Sports, this is Blaine McCormick reporting.